Let's bring in North Carolina Congressman Greg Murphy. Congressman, it is good to have you here, sir. I've said that any Republican who pulls a John McCain will be given no quarter from this conservative. If you are asked to vote to continue to fund a failed Obamacare program, tell us how you will vote and why.
Well, Chris, if you look at what you just pointed out, the promises were made, this was an absolute lie. This was a law. Obamacare was written by insurance companies for insurance companies. And you alluded to the fact of trillions of dollars of profits that have occurred since 2014. Absolutely true. And if you look at where these individuals lie, only 80% in Obamacare, only 80% of the cost of your premiums actually had to go to health care, 20% to quote administrative costs and to profit. That's absurd. That number should be at least 92% that they should have to pay for its premiums. And if you look at what has happened since premiums of 2014, just look at the graph. You know, I tell people, don't believe me. Google it. Look at what insurance company profits have done, and at the same time, your premiums have done. You know, the enhanced tax credits, that have happened since 2020 have doubled. Well, I think it's $150 billion increasing to the program. This is absurd. And, you know, you look at where the money goes, a third of it is going to individuals that make six figures or more. And there's 6 million plus individuals who are enrolled in the program who've never filed a medical claim. These are sham people. They're not healthy people that have never filed a claim. The checks go directly from the federal government to, as you point out, to insurance company profits. Until this nation, until this city gets real about this out-of-control insurance industry, we will not have affordable health care in this country.
Amen to that. You know, what we call health insurance, it isn't insurance at all. Insurance is like homeowners insurance. Your house burns down, you get protected and made whole if that happens. In the past, so-called leaders like Mitch McConnell and Paul Ryan, they either forbade or refused to offer a free market alternative to the Democrats' takeover of health care. That led, of course, to the Obamacare disaster you and I are talking about. It's done immense damage, as you were just articulating. What's wrong with a conservative plan that doesn't force Americans to pay for their neighbors' health care? Why don't we kill Obamacare, allow us to have health savings accounts that grow tax-free, allow us to deduct all medical expenses on tax forms, and restore the catastrophic loss insurance market? Why won't Congress do that?
Well, Chris, I think that's a reasonable approach for a certain part of the market. You have other individuals who barely make enough money to pay for the small amount of insurance right now that we have to have. You also have catastrophic conditions, people that have terrible cancer in their 20s or in their 40s or in their 60s or long-term chronic diseases, which we've seen, you know, as RFK has pointed out. It is a balance. It is a balance between healthy people paying for, just like in the home insurance industry, helping to pay for people that have more than the average cost of health care. But again, going back to what I was talking about earlier, this is a bastardization and a perverse system that we have now where health insurance executives are earning tens of millions of dollars, which has also led, Obamacare's also led to the vertical integration, where you have the same thing with hospital executives and the explosion of administrative costs with those things. So again, until we get serious as to why health care costs so much, we're not going to be able to fix the problem. And the primary source, I think, is zero in right on our insurance industry.
Sure, and it's just like college tuition. If government's backstopping it, it's going to increase costs, and that's exactly what's happened. The number one driver of our health care costs in this country is government. Let me just pivot for you, Congressman. As you know, Operation Arctic Frost revealed that the Democrats that had infested all three branches of our government unleashed an illegal criminal investigation, no probable cause, against the entire Republican apparatus. Your party has refused or not unified in condemnation or a promise of justice in this. Question: with primary elections coming right around the corner, how will you and your colleagues persuade conservatives to vote for you after not only you fail to defend your own voters from Democrats, but your own party refuses to defend itself from Democrats?
Chris, I'm not sure I agree with us not defending ourselves. We're pointing out the abuses that have been put forth by the Biden administration. They literally have weaponized every level of government. And our job, and as I say many, many times, sunlight is the best disinfectant. Our job is to show that. Now, how we go about fixing that is a whole, we have a constitution, we have to do those type of things. But to say that we're not being serious about that, I can't agree with that. Anything more important, the more and more we peel back, the Comey, the Brennan, those type of individuals who are just dirty, in going after the Republicans, I think the more light on that really gets to be shown.
Well, Congressman, I'll just push back on you gently. The Democrats, whenever they want to basically enslave us to government, whenever they want money for their illegal aliens, they're out there, they're on Capitol Hill, they're all locking arms, they're all appearing in groups of 10, 20, 30, 40. Republicans, yeah, I expected after the entire Republican Party was attacked, I expected your entire party to show up on the steps of the Capitol and say, this will not stand. We are committed for justice. You cannot attack illegally the one party in this country and get away with it. But guess what? We didn't see any of that. The only person yelling about it is President Trump and some others. So that's exactly what I'm expecting to see that I'm not.
Yeah, that's fair, Chris. I think that is fair. It's also the different approach to, good Lord, these huge demonstrations that the Democrats put out. They're walking around in ducky uniforms and they put vaginas on their head. I mean, good Lord, that's sadly enough. It's the truth, but that's the truth. That's what they do.
I know.
That's how they act.
Congressman, I don't want to see you. I don't want to see you in a ducky uniform. I just want Republicans locked arm in arm saying that we want justice and we are the party of justice and adherence to the Constitution. And again, the day that happens, maybe it's going to change the electoral complexion in this country. President Trump proved it. Congressman Greg Murphy, always appreciate the visits.